They thought silence was surrender, that you had nothing left to say. But silence isn't the absence of war. It's the calm before something unholy. And now, they feel your absence like a ghost scratching at their soul. They poked you like a lab rat, testing your limits, laughing in your face, waiting for the meltdown. It's all it was ever about. Control. They wanted your reaction. They craved it. Because when you react, they win. But you didn't give them what they wanted, did you? No, you gave them something far more dangerous. Silence. A void. A calm so sharp, it cut deeper than any scream ever could. And in that silence, they started to sweat. They pushed you. They tested you. Over and over again. They threw cheap shots and petty words, waiting to see the fire in your eyes. Because they thought if they could trigger you, they still had power over you. You know the type. They poke, they lie, they smear your name and smile while they do it. Because to them, your reaction is their reward. They don't want peace, they want drama. They feed off chaos like it's oxygen. And when you don't give it to them, they start to suffocate. You could have yelled, you could have screamed, you could have unleashed hell, but you didn't. You walked away, quietly, deliberately, without a single word, and that's what shook them, because they expected fire, but you gave them ice. You didn't explain, you didn't defend, you didn't chase closure, you gave them silence, and now it's eating them alive. They're not used to that. People like them rely on your emotions to feel in control. They trigger you, and then play the victim. They insult you, and then pretend you're the crazy one. But you flip the entire game by doing the one thing they never prepared for. You didn't play. And now, they're stuck in a room full of echoes. Your silence bouncing off every wall, reminding them of everything they did to deserve it. You know what happens when you don't respond. They start to question themselves. They wonder, did I go too far? Why aren't they reacting? Do they even care anymore? Because silence isn't weakness. It's power. It's composure. It's growth. It's a loaded weapon aimed directly at their insecurities. People like that expect to be the center of your emotional universe. They think they can hurt you and still have a seat at your table. They think you're going to cry, break down, come crawling back. But when you disappear quietly, when you let your absence speak louder than your words ever could, you shatter their illusion of control. And that's what really drives them crazy. They thought they could measure your worth by how much you fought to stay. But they never imagined you'd have the strength to leave without a sound. Now they're stuck replaying every moment, every message, every word. Looking for signs, looking for cracks, looking for a way back in. But the door is closed, locked, sealed. Because you realized something powerful. You owe no one an explanation for protecting your peace. You learn to walk away without burning down the room. Because the real revenge, it's not rage, it's growth. It's you, healed, stronger, unreachable. And the ones who wronged you, they're left behind in the same chaos they once dragged you into. Only now, you're not there to absorb it for them. You're not their emotional sponge anymore. You're not their mirror. You're not their fix. You gave them all the chances. And now, all they get is silence. Let them wonder. Let them drown in the mystery of your quiet. Let them suffer in the space where your voice used to be. Because now they're left talking to themselves, writing stories in their head, arguing with ghosts that don't argue back. And that's the thing, the absence of noise. That's what forces people to sit with their guilt. They can't distract themselves with your reactions anymore. Now they're stuck with the truth. And the truth stings more than anything you could have said. This wasn't about revenge. This was about respect. The kind of respect you had to show yourself when they refused to give it to you. You didn't ghost them. You grew past them. You realized peace is more precious than proving a point. And when they went low, you rose in silence, because your peace doesn't scream, it doesn't beg, it doesn't justify itself. It just walks out. Now they try to bait you, they try to reconnect. Just checking in. Hope you're doing well. Let's talk. But you see through it all. You know what they're really after. They don't want you. They want access. They want control. They want your emotional energy back in their hands. But you've leveled up. And now they can't reach you anymore. Because silence built a wall they can't climb. Let them miss the version of you that over-explained, over-shared, over-loved. That person is gone. Replaced by someone who understands this. The most powerful move is no move at all. They wanted chaos. You gave them calm. They wanted tears. You gave them distance. They wanted a reaction. You gave them silence. And in that silence, you found freedom, power, and peace. So let them talk. Let them spin their stories. Let them play the victim in a drama they wrote for themselves. You're not in the cast anymore. You left the theater, set down your mask, and walked away. Not because you lost, but because you outgrew the entire damn show. And what's terrifying to them now is the realization that they can't reach you anymore. Not mentally, not emotionally, not even with their best manipulative games. Because you've gone somewhere they can't follow. Peace, not the kind you fake, not the kind you pretend to have on the outside while boiling inside, but real, unshakable peace. The kind that makes your silence louder than any scream they were hoping to provoke. You see, they were counting on you being broken. They needed you to fight back, because that would mean you still cared. But when you gave them nothing, you forced them to face everything. Everything they did, everything they lost, everything they'll never get back. They can't manipulate silence. They can't twist it. They can't gaslight it. Silence doesn't argue, doesn't justify, doesn't let them play victim. And that's what eats them alive. They want you to rage, to lash out, to send one last message they can twist into a guilt trip. But all you gave them was a black void, a vacuum where your energy used to be. Now they scroll, they stalk, they watch you from the shadows, trying to figure out how someone so shattered became so damn powerful. But it's simple, really. You stopped dancing for people who only clapped when you were in pain. You stopped explaining yourself to people who were never listening. You stopped trying to prove your worth to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. And when you cut that cord, you didn't just disconnect from them. You reconnected with yourself. Now they see a version of you they don't recognize. Focused, cold, untouchable. The one who used to cry for them is gone. The one who begged to be understood, dead. What remains is someone forged in silence. And they don't know how to handle that. Because they were ready for war, but not for withdrawal. They expected explosions, not extinction. They knew how to fight your fire. But they have no idea what to do with your frost. And that's what silence is. It's not a retreat. It's a freeze. A deliberate, controlled detachment from everything that once tried to keep you chained. Silence is strategy. Silence is survival. Silence is sacred. And if they still don't get it, let them talk. Let them tell everyone you changed. Let them call you cold, distant, emotionless. Because they'll never admit the truth, that you didn't change. You just finally saw them clearly and chose yourself. So stay quiet, stay focused, stay dangerous. Don't answer that message. Don't open that door. Don't entertain the same demons wearing different faces. Your silence already said everything. And those who were meant to understand it did. The rest were never listening anyway.